Good night. Have one time tonight. God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma Jill Spirits. I'm here to give you a word on tonight. And the topic going to be Rehab, a thread of faith. Now, this story about Rehab, a thread of faith. You know, when she had help, he had the spies that Joshua had sent out. You know, so just about when they about to enter, about to take over, possess their land. You know, but first they had to send out some spies. And Rehab, she don't know Joshua, she don't know their God, she don't know anything, but she took a thread of faith, you know, and helped them out, you know, and made an oath with them, you know, and she believed in them, you know. So now Joshua is in charge to lead the Israelite to their promised land. You know, so Moses is dead, and now, you know, Joshua is there to make all the decisions now. You know, so Joshua 2:1, the gate of Jericho was security barricade because of the Israelite. No one went out and no one came in. You know, so they know they saw the Israelite. They know they come to possess their land. So they put all kind of big old thick wall up, all kind of barricades. They put everything up to try to keep them from entering, taking their land. So Joshua secretly sent two spies, you know, to look over the land, you know, especially Jericho. You know, so they went and entered the house where Rahab stayed at. You know, so that's the first house, you know, they entering there when they went to spy out the land. You know, so King of Jericho sent a message to Rahab that the Israelite had come here tonight to spy out the land. So they know they came out to spy out the land, you know. So the king said, bring out the men, you know, who came to you and entered your home. You know, so they know. They know the Israelites. They know the two spies came and went by her first. You know, so the Rahab said, yes, they were here, but I don't know which way they went. You know, so but Rahab hid them, you know, up on the roof and hidden them under a stalk of flax. You know, so she hid them up there on the roof. So she lied to the king and the rest of them and say, yes, they was here, but she don't know what direction they went to. She told them, go hurry up and try to catch up with them. So she had laid out on the roof for them to stay there for 3 days. So now we have about to make oath with the two spies. Now she said, please, you know, swear, you know, that the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, you know, because I show kindness to you. You know, so she's showing kindness to them. So she's telling them, you know, spare her life and her family. Everything that belongs to us, spare us because I'm showing kindness to you. You know, now these people that she don't even know, they're like strangers to her. You know, but she gonna have faith. She gonna have a thread of faith, you know, and put so much confidence in them to spare her and her family. You know, so to give me a sure sign, you know, that you will spare our life, you know, her father, her mother, you know, her sister and brother, and all that belongs to her. You know, that you will spare us, you know, from death. Because she know they come to take over that land. You know, she know they come to take over land. And when they come to take over the land, they're destroying everything that's in that land. You know, so she trying to make decision not to save her life. You know, so she's scared of her. She fear her king. But she know about Joshua and them God. She heard about their God, about the Red Sea, all the miracles that God did. You know, so she feel they God more than their king. You know, so the two spies say, if you don't tell no one what we are doing, you know, we will treat you very kindly and faithfully when the Lord give us the land. So excuse me. So the two spies had told them, you know, we'll show kindness to you, you know, if you don't tell nobody what we are doing or what we are about to do, you know, and we'll be very, you know, we'll be very faithful to you when the Lord give us the land. You know, so when two spies had made a pact with her, you know, to protect her home, you know, and she Um, she's a scarlet card. Put the card out her window as a sign identify her address to where she'll be at when they attack the city. So excuse me. So she put the skull. So she made agreement with them, and they made agreement back with her. So she put the car out her window. So to let them know when they come destroy this land. Remember this car out here. This is where I live at. But spare us in this house right here. So unspoken symbol of agreement now between two strangers. Now remember, they're strangers to her. But she have faith. And she have faith, and she believe in these two spies. She don't know their God, but she know about their God. So it was a powerful statement of faith. A testament, of trust in a God that she barely know. All she heard about their God, about the Red Sea and everything. She said, but she don't know their God. She barely know their God. All she know what she heard. She don't know the two spies. They like strangers to her. But she have faith, and she trusts in them because of their God. She heard all the miracles that God did. Put all the angels under that Red Sea, and other miracles. She said, I know that y'all been escaped. Y'all God, got y'all out from Egypt. I heard about y'all God, about the Red Sea. So she was naming all the stuff that she heard. So that's why she kind of put her faith in these two spies that she don't even know. So Rahab had nothing more than belief that the story that she heard about miracles, power of the God of the Hebrew war time. You know, she heard about all the miracles that God did. So by she felt it, and she's talking about all the water, all the battles that they did. They won the battle because of God. She said she heard about all that. She said when we heard about y'all was on the property, she said everybody feared. Everybody was trembling. They was scared. We heard about y'all win all kind of battles because y'all have y'all Almighty God. Right there by y'all. So Rahab, after she made an oath with them, now she started questioning herself. After she made the oath, then she started questioning herself if her faith was enough to state everything on that she made her mind up and stick to her agreement. So then afterwards, she started realize, what, these is too strange. And I had enough faith to believe in them. She said if her faith was enough to put everything, put her life, her family, put everything into the two strangers. So she started guessing herself. Now she made her mind up. She sticks to her agreement, you know, with the two spies. So now not only that her life, not only she spared her life, put her life up on the also everybody that's in her household. So she took a gamble. She took a gamble and went out on faith and believed these two spies because she believed so much in a God that they heard about. So she identified herself with a group of God followers that she never encountered with, and committing her life to a God she never seen. All she did was hurt. All she did was hurt. But see, that's why God do miracles, and that's why God get His glory over a lot of stories. Because He wants that to be planted out there. Look how she feared the God, Joshua of God, because of what she heard about the miracles that God did. And so that's the reason why He do miracles. That's why He do glory. To bring a lot of people to Him. So then, she didn't sing, that God. All she did was heard about all the miracles that He did. And she just went out on faith and believed these two spies because of the God that they have. So Rahab went up on the roof, and she had them hidden up on the roof, but she told them to stay up there for 3 days. So she went up there to the roof and said, to them, I know that the Lord had given you this land, and their fear of you have fallen on them. So she also heard about the Red Sea. You know, she heard about how y'all got how y'all came out of Egypt. You know, y'all completely destroyed things because you had a high mighty God with y'all. You know, she tell them all this shit that she heard, and now she heard that y'all God when y'all came out of Egypt. You know, so she heard about all that. She heard about all that. That what made her step out on faith. You know, so she said their heart melted in fear when the Lord your God is God in heaven, above and on earth below. So she know this is a powerful God. You know, she wants to get to know this God here. So she stepped out on faith and she believed these two spies here. If y'all got a God like that is doing all kind of stuff like this, yeah, I'm gonna step out on faith. You know, I'm gonna hide y'all on this route. I'm gonna hide y'all on this route. You go ahead and stay there for 3 days. You know, so two spies say the two spies, you know, they saved her family, they spared her family, and they stayed inside. These two spies had told her about her family. Now she want them to spare her mom and dad, and everybody that's in the household. But the two spies said for us to do that, you have to make sure they stay inside. Because if they go outside and we come bone rushing and because we coming in and we destroying this whole city, you know, and if they're out there, they're gonna get some of the licks, and it's not gonna be their responsibility. So he's telling them, keep them inside. You want us to spare them? They have to stay inside and not be outside because they're gonna get hit. You know, so and if they're outside, they will not be responsible. So the two spies stayed there for 3 days. You know, so now Rahab had a thread of faith. You know, she don't know these two spies, and all she heard about their God. You know, but she had faith to trust them that they would spare her and her family. You know, so now the Israelite had followed instruction from God. You know, so they're walking around the streets. You know, walking. Remember, I had put that out before. They're walking. They had to walk around for 7 days. You know, to tear that wall down. You know, they had to build a big old thick wall. You know, trying to keep the Israelite out because they know they're coming to take this land. You know, and they're walking around Jericho 7 times. You know, so her neighbors, they were unaware. You know, the neighbors don't know what's going on. Oh, they looking and seeing them. You know, they're walking around. But Rahab know. She knows exactly what's going on. You know, but just like the spies told her, you cannot tell no one what we're doing. So everybody else, they're out there looking. They don't know what they're doing. They're just thinking they're just walking around. They're walking around trying to tear that wall down. You know, so however, Rahab know that her decision had changed everything. Her decision changed everything. Now, she feared her king, but she feared their God. You know, so now she did know when a child was here. Now she's anxious, and she read, you know, to be sure. Remember, the stranger called from her all down to let them know this call. Everybody knows the call that she having, the call that she hanging down. They haven't noticed anything there, so she had to keep on checking to see it's in the saw and move it out the way, you know, because if they come through there and don't see that out her window, you know, they're destroying her apartment, you know. So she just kept checking, rechecking to make sure the car was still there. So the car is her house that she are in there. You know, identify her house. So when they come through and see that, they know not to destroy that particular house. You know, now she know what's going on. But her neighbors know what's going on because remember they told her not to tell no one what they're doing. We have, you know, she have a bit of faith. Well, now, you know, all she had that turned out to be all she needed. You know, she had faith. And it turned out that's all she needed, you know. And so the wall came down. They're about to possess their land. So the wall came down and it took the land, you know. But they brought out Rahab and her whole family. And Joshua spared Rahab and her family that belongs to her, you know. And because she hid the men, Joshua had sent the spies to Jericho, and she hid the men, so they showed kindness to her. And Joshua spared her and her family life. You know, so Joshua and Rahab and all belongs to her. She lived among the Israel to today. You know, so they destroy everybody except Rahab. You know, they didn't destroy her and her family, privately part of they staying there, and they lived there among the Israelites. The Hebrew 11:31 because she welcomed them, you know, and was not killed. Those who were disobedient, you know, so disobedient. So and God wanted the Israelites to have their own nation, meaning they had to drive everybody out. You know, because if they would have kept anybody in besides, Rahab, they would have tried to come against the Israelites. You know, so that's why when they possess, and that's not the only part. The nation is so big, what they have to possess. That was just part of it. You know, that's what I keep on saying. God go big. You know, He didn't get them a piece of land. That's why He told them to multiply as a nation, because you getting a big old part of a nation of a land. You know, this what God is giving them, that is enough for all the Israelites. You know, they grow, multiply so greatly. You know, so that nation, the land that God giving them, gonna fit all of them in that land. You know, so Joshua had to send out 2 spies out of the land before they take. You know, so he had to send you. You know, you remember the early on. You know, Joshua was one of the spies, and that's how God had taken notice of him and had him to take leadership when Moses had died. You know, so now Joshua's in charge, and he's sending out 2 spies. You know, so entering the land, Jericho land, was a woman named Rahab. You know, she showed kindness, to them and hide them on a roof and told them to stay there for 3 days. You know, so 3, Rahab made an oath with them, who she don't know and don't know their God, but what she heard. She went out on faith what she heard about their God. You know, she feared her king, but she feared their God more because she heard all the miracles. She heard how the Israelites were just beating down on battles and stuff. They were winning all their battles because they had God on their side. You know, and she heard about all that. She heard about how God put all Pharaoh men under the Red Sea. You know, she heard how they came out of Egypt. You know, she heard about all the stories. You know, so that's why she feared their God. You know, she feared their God more than her king. You know, so Rahab took a thread of faith, to put her lives in everything that belonged to her, and to save them, for the 2 spies to save them. You know, she took a gamble on her life. She took a gamble of faith, and it worked, because her and her family got saved at the end. You know, so far, she also knew her faith was enough, and all she needed. You know, remember she started questioning herself, but then she realized the faith that she have is all that she needs. You know, so 6, now we see Joshua spare her and her family. You know, so she see that she went out on faith. It was the best decision that she made. You know, because her and her family got saved. You know, because the Israelites, they came through there and they destroyed that whole city. They destroyed that whole city except her. As long as she had that statue car hanging out her window. So she had to make a decision to step out on faith. You know, she stepped out on faith. And faith is something you can't even see. You know, so she stepped out on faith for what she heard about it. You know, and that's why God do miracles. That's why God do glory. You know, to bring people more to Him. You know, He brought her to them, because of their God. So her God saved her life. I mean, her faith has saved her life. She had to make a quick decision, and a quick decision was to either listen to her king and rat them out, or either keep on following instruction and keep on saving to two strangers that you don't know about. So she made a quick decision to save the two spies because she heard about their God. You, you know. So 8. Her king, she do fear her king, but she feared Joshua and them God more, you know, of what she heard. Not what she seen, it's what she heard. It still made her to make that decision. She made that decision over her king, you know, over her king that's ruled that land that she in. So she made a decision. Okay, if I'm gonna go with my own king. I'm gonna rat them out and go with my king. I'm gonna keep this secret and keep on helping these two spies that I don't know about, but I heard about their God. So that was a big part. Hearing about mighty God doing all His miracles. That was a blessing. He brings so many souls to Him. With the miracles and with the power. And so she showed kindness on the two spies, and then Joshua showed kindness on her and her whole family. Joshua spared her life and give them a part of a nation, or giving a part of a land for her and her family to live peacefully, and they live a long time under the Israelite. So that's all the story I have. And sometimes we have to go by faith. We got to go by faith. We got to go by faith and not by sight. I put out yesterday, just seeing the unseen. You know, and sometimes you have to make a quick decision. I put that out once before was the two midwives. Their king had ordered them to kill all the boys. They had a decision to make. If they're gonna listen to their king, that was the Israelite. That's when they cried out to God. They were being oppressed. They started oppressing them and pregnant women, giving them bricks to hold to have them lose their baby. And it did not lose their baby because God was saving all the babies. So, but they had a decision to make. But I listen to my king and kill all these boys that come through. Oh, I'm gonna do the right thing, and God I say. So they chose to do the right thing. They went out on faith and believed that God was gonna save their life once the king found out they did not kill none of the boys. So sometimes you have to make a quick decision. You have to make a quick decision sometimes. If you're gonna go out on faith, or you're gonna keep on doing things under someone that you know is doing wrong, or telling you to go in the wrong direction. So sometimes you have to make a quick decision. So this Rahab, woman, she had a thread of faith. She had a thread of faith. She had faith of two strangers that she didn't even know about. All she heard about the Israelite, all she heard about their God. But she stepped out on faith and helped two strangers over her king. So that's a thread of faith that this woman did. Knowing that her king could have found out and killed her and her whole family. She believed in their God so much that she went out on faith. She did not tell no one. The neighbor just trying to figure out why is they just walking around and stuff. But she looking at the one, she know why they walking around. But they told her not to tell no one, in order for them to spare her life. So sometimes you have to go out on faith, and sometimes you have to make a quick decision. Sometimes, you have to determine. That's what this discernment kick in. You have to just decide. What you gonna do? If you're gonna go out on faith and believe on your God that's gonna save you, or you gonna keep on being under someone that's having you to do wrong. Because some of them was worshiping other God, depending on what kind of king they had. So that's all the word I have for you on today. Always go out on faith. Always go out on faith and use your discernment to help you make the right decision. You know, so I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a blessed night.